going. Holy shit, guys.
We traveled all the way from Canada to Norway and encountered the biggest pike we've ever seen.
Huge.
Hop in the boat with us as we deal with heavy fog, learn new techniques, and go to battle with Scandinavia's ultimate predator. This video is unlike any other on our channel. For the first time ever, we're fishing in foreign waters, but we're sticking with something that's familiar to us: Northern Pike. Norway is home to our favorite species to target back in Canada, only here, they get a whole lot bigger. We're taking a train to meet up with Alex from Viking Pike, who's going to take us out in search of monster Northern Pike. After a little mix-up missing our stop, sorry Alex, it's time to hit the water. We've got one day and one day only to chase some fins, and we better make it count. Fortunately for Alex, and unfortunately for anyone trying to find where we were fishing, the fog was so thick we could barely see the shore. As seems to be the case lately, Albina strikes first.
Looks like a pikey. Yeah. That's fine. Leave it like this. Not really closer.
Yay, got a fish! A fish!
Still pulling? Oi, and the hook is out, you see? For the season. It has something in the belly though.
Maybe it's eating.
Yeah, maybe they start feeding. The vent is too... yeah.
Aside from putting us on fish, Alex also brought us lunch, and I have to say, this is a great idea, one I might need to take back to Canada with us.
Can you show me afterwards what color?
It makes it a bit more fun to fight them with this kind of gear instead of...
Wow. Gorgeous.
85 centimeters.
So cool.
Sorry.
Wow.
I think even that might be better now because of the fog that the orange belly is up.
While we are used to being in complete control of our fishing trips, today is about learning something new and building confidence in techniques we don't use often. Alex is letting us in on the secret of using finesse tactics to target big pike. The technique is actually tailored for zander fishing, but turned out to produce good pikes due to the lake's current, which forces the pike to stay close to bottom. Small baits aren't generally used, but are particularly successful during a small window in late summer and autumn. But don't worry, just because we're using finesse tactics doesn't mean we're putting the fish at risk. We're still using heavy braid and wire leaders, so the chance of breakoffs is low. Alex is putting on a clinic showing exactly how productive this technique can be, and the fish are getting bigger.
see they have leeches on already. So they are laying on the bottom.
Wow.
You can see that.
Yeah.
But they've been quite inactive and now they seem to start to feed. Leeches everywhere.
That's crazy.
So they're kind of in winter mode already, even though they are super skinny. So it will be a hard winter for them.
As the sun begins to poke out and the fog begins to clear up, we get some of the craziest views I've ever seen on the water. Like there was no difference between the sky and water, and a white rainbow to top it off. When the fog clears a little more, we are surprised with just how close to shore we have been this whole time, as it felt like we were in the middle of the ocean, with nothing around for miles.
Yes.
There we go. Little guy. Oh, come here.
I can hold this. What lure do we get it on? Nice. Shows the pike.
I know which lures you will order.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Nice. Did it. Got one.
Maybe it's a perch finally.
Feels a little too heavy for that.
What is it?
Little pike.
Oh, he was bitten by a big one. Big fish. You see, he's also hooked from the outside.
Crazy.
So they have some problems with the eyesight.
Changing conditions can often be triggers for big fish to bite. We're hoping we get our shot at a giant.
Nice. So it's gonna, if it wants to take off, let it take off, and then don't reel. You don't have to reel. Right?
Oi.
Just wait.
That might be a bigger one.
Wait.
There you go. Good job, babe. Okay, yeah, if it wants to run, let it run. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's a good one. Okay, just let it run, let it run. Yeah.
Oh my god, oh my god,
Oh yeah, this is a really
Might be a
good.
meter pike.
This is a really good fish, babe.
What do I do?
Just keep reeling. Just keep
You're doing
the
fine.
rod bent.
Just
Okay. Yeah, let it go.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, you don't have to reel. Okay, now reel. Wait. Okay, it's gonna. When it kind of stops, then you're gonna want to reel. Okay.
Holy shit, guys.
That's a big fish.
God.
Come up here.
And keep your rod pointed out that way, so you're not pointing at the fish. There you go. Yeah, just nice. Okay, reel. Now.
I got stuck.
No, you're not stuck. It's a fish. It's just heavy.
My hand got
There's
stuck.
hand guts in there.
Oh, okay.
Okay, reel. So what you can kind of do too is you want to pull up with the rod a bit, and then slowly, and then when it's not going, then you want to reel as you keep tension and point down.
That's probably a 10 kilo fish.
Okay, someone's gonna have to help me soon.
You got this, babe.
We won't help you.
Okay, hold on, just hold on. Nice. Okay, lift up with the rod. Nice. And then reel and sort of
Do like this
lift down.
pumping
Yeah,
slowly.
exactly. Slowly reel down. Now lift back up. There you go.
My arm hurts.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm not weak. Oh, it's coming closer.
Okay, yeah. Try to not point at the fish if you can.
Try
There
to
you go,
now we need to get it a bit away from the electric engine, so now we want to swim in this direction. Right, perfect.
Guys, my arm is gonna fall
A
off.
small lure, I told you. That's great. That's a
Okay.
very big fish.
Okay. It's coming. Good job, babe. Good job. Go on. Reel. He's coming out the boat. Reel. Okay, stop.
Hold my head. You need to
Okay,
fight
reel.
from this.
Good job.
Guys, this
Slowly,
is
slowly.
my arm workout.
Yeah, you're all good.
And you can rest after this one. Rod higher, higher, higher. Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, it's going fully.
Fucking strong fish there.
Okay.
It's like a tuna.
Alright.
No. You can't, when you hear that sound, you can't really see.
Yeah, he's going. Let it go.
Might be tail hooked. Or it's a meter, or it's
a big fish.
It's a 45 inch.
Okay.
That's insane. I've never seen that.
I hope you know my arm's gonna fall off.
It's okay, babe. You got this. Okay, reel. Yeah. Now try and gain. Yep. Lift with the rod, and then reel down. Yeah. Now reel down.
Yeah,
Nice.
perfect.
There you go.
Like this,
Yeah.
But a bit slower.
Yeah.
But that's the perfect technique.
Yeah.
Are you?
All right. It's just.
I'll help you a bit. And now reel.
Reel. Quick.
Go. Now the rod. Stop.
Lift.
This. Not reeling.
Lift.
Up. And now the rod down and reel. Start reeling.
There you go.
Stop
There you
reeling. But this is like the deal.
go. Yeah.
I know. So you're gonna have to help me.
There's like a catfish.
Yeah.
Not
Whatever.
a catfish. Must be a pike.
Whatever it is, it's big.
Not reeling while you're lifting the rod. Now lowering the rod and reel.
There you go. Keep the tension all the time. There you go.
And reel.
There you go.
This way you make him tired.
Yeah.
And again reel.
Reel.
Lowering the rod.
There you go. Good job, babe.
Perfect.
Oh, I see him.
Oh, huge.
Let it go.
Reel. He's coming up.
No!
Oh.
Oh god, sorry.
Well, we had our shot, and that was easily the biggest northern pike I've ever seen. Much bigger than the 46 and 47 inch muskie we were catching just before coming on this trip. But those are the risks with targeting big fish on finesse gear. You have very little control over them, and one tiny mistake can be all it takes. After a 5-minute fight that felt like hours in real time, this giant pike becomes the main character in the latest edition of The One That Got Away. Its last dive bent the hook out, and with the tiniest bit of slack, it fell right out. Between Alex and myself, we both agreed that was the biggest pike either of us had ever seen, and that it was likely pushing the 50 inch or 130 centimeter mark. But we will never know for sure. While we joked that this fish could have been a new Norwegian record, it turns out if it was as big as we thought, it could have been a contender, with the record currently sitting at 128 centimeters. So, let's try to get another one.
Wow. It's so cool. So cool.
Get grandma.
Throughout the day, Alex and I chatted a lot about tactics, gear, and fishing in general. The big takeaway, pike are pike, no matter where they are. They have the same needs and adapt to their environment in the same ways. Many of the strategies and techniques we use back in Canada also apply here, although our gear leans heavily towards power fishing, while they prefer a little more finesse. We never did end up catching a giant, but this is a memory we won't forget. Overall, it was a successful trip with all three of us catching fish, and more importantly, confidence in a new technique that we can try out back home when they just don't want to go after the big baits. Perhaps we'll even have to find a way to come back for another chance one day. If you're in Norway and looking for a chance at catching a monster pike, be sure to check out Viking Pike by clicking the link in the description.